All right, gang, let's get started with our full body warm-up. Starting head to toe, we'll go chin to chest, roll your ear to shoulder, back down around, ear to opposite shoulder. Going back and forth, warming up the neck. Stop in the center. Let's roll the shoulders up and back. Up, back, and down. And forward. Awesome. Let's go arms up and back. Reach through your fingertips. Working your arms as close to your head as possible. Let's go forward. Let's do our three-part movement where we go palms down, palms up, swing up and through. All right? Arms out to the side, and again, down, up, swing back, up to the toes, and through. Up, and out. 2, 3. Last one. Next we'll twist, reaching up and across. Let your heel come off the ground so you can feel a nice stretch through your hip. Stop in the center, keep your feet planted and twist side to side, making a little exhale from side to side. A little core activation. All right. Hands on hips and hip circles. Big circles in one direction. And reverse it. Excellent. Stop in the center and let's open the gates. We'll go across and step out. Try to lift your knee as high as you can, making the biggest circle you can. Awesome. Let's reverse that and close the gates. I'm going to turn and bring it in. Awesome. Let's go wide with the feet. Hands on the hips, pike forward and side to side. Getting some lateral movement in the hips. Open up the hamstrings, the inner thighs a little bit here. So you can be hands on the hips or hands to the floor, whatever feels better. Legs straight and hips side to side. Stop in the center, soften through your knees, heel, toe, your feet in. Let's go feet and legs together. Some knee circles, one direction. And reverse that. Go to about hip to shoulder width distance. Interlace your fingers and wrist circles in one direction. And reverse that. Awesome, awesome. Fists out in front, palms away. Arms up, chest up, chin up, upper body back. Take a deep breath in and bend side to side. Push the hips and reach up and out of your waist so you're not just collapsing into your low back. Stay lifted. Stop in the center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale very slowly. Trace an arch over your body. Reaching out as far as you can. Shoulders down away from your ears. Excellent. Next, we're going to move into a floor core Tabata routine. All right, so we're going to use 4 movements, and we'll do each one of those movements for 20 seconds with a 10-second rest in between, and then we'll repeat the whole thing for a total of 8 sets. All right, so we're going to start with our standard crunch. Feet on the ground, hands behind the head or across your chest. Chin up, chest up. You lift your shoulders and head on the exhale, then lower the shoulders down. That'll be our first exercise. Second exercise, our cherry pickers. So we'll go legs up, the invisible wall. I'm going to push my low back into the ground to engage my abs. Elbows on the floor. I take a deep breath in. Exhale. Reach up and across. Third exercise. exercise will be our bridge march. So I'm going to go hip width distance or feet together. I'm going to lift my toes off the ground, and I want my heels to be far enough away from my hips so that I can make a nice bridge. I'll push my low back into the ground and lift my hips up. I can keep my arms by the side. If I want to make it a little more challenging, I can bring my arms up. And then I'm going to march, lifting my knees as high as I can. Pushing down through my heel to lift the other leg up. And then our final exercise, or our fourth exercise, I should say, is our forearm plank. So I'll set up my forearm, step back, and I'll hold it here. All right, then we'll go right back to crunches. So let's get started here. Got a little 15-second lead in. All right, we'll start with our crunches. Feet on the floor, hands behind the head or across your chest, kidneys down. 2, 1, begin. Exhale to the top. Keep your chin up so you're looking straight up at the ceiling. Elbows out. Make sure you're not pulling yourself up. Keep the elbows out. Use your abs to lift yourself. Good rhythmic breath to the top. 2, 1, and rest. We rest 10 seconds. Our next exercise will be the cherry pickers. So, legs up, the invisible wall. Push the kidneys down. And begin. Exhale to the top. Keep pushing your low back into the ground as you reach up and across. Okay if you don't touch your toes. 2, 1, and rest. Let's go to our bridge march next. Kidneys down, hips up. I'm lifting my toes off the ground. Arms by the side up to the sky. And begin. Push down to lift up. I like to exhale as I lift the knee. Don't let your hips sag down. We're over halfway. We're coming to the last few seconds. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Let's come on to the front side. Set up our forearm plank. So I'm getting my tripod position. Step to right, left leg back, and begin. Make sure your hips are down. Your hips aren't sticking up to the sky. Shoulders right above your elbows. Rock your weight into your heels. The eyes tight. Lift up on your kneecaps. Squeeze through the hips. Without moving your elbows or your arms, try to pull your elbows to your toes. 1, and back to the beginning. We'll start with the crunches. Feet on the floor, hip width distance with your feet. Hands behind your head. And again, exhale to the top. Keep the elbows out. Low back on the ground. Last few seconds. 2, 1, and rest. Awesome. Let's go back to the chair pickers. Legs up, the invisible wall. Kidneys down, and again, reach up and across. Two, 1. Booyah. We go to the bridge march next. So hip width distance or feet together. Feet together, be a little narrower base of support. Hips up. And again, push down to lift up. Nice high knees. Two, 1. Awesome. Let's go to the front side here. Forearm plank. Assume your position. 2, 1, begin. Now you don't want to be sagging through your shoulders. Press the ground away. Rock your weight into your heels. Thighs tight and hips tight. Core tight and breathe. Without moving your arms, pull your elbows to your toes. 2, 1, rest. Awesome. So we got a 1-minute rest here. we're gonna focus on our next circuit, which is a standing body weight circuit. We'll start first with jumping jacks for 20 seconds. Then we'll go to bodyweight squats, 20 seconds. Windmills, inhale down, exhale up for 20 seconds. And alternating lateral lunges. So I step out to the side, keeping my opposite leg straight, back to center. And I alternate back and forth. What's important, especially in the squat and that lateral lunge, is that we keep our core tight, chest lifted, eyes on the horizon. Those movements are always initiated with the hips, so make sure you push your hips back. And all the time, make sure you're breathing. All right? So here we go. Let's get started. We're going to start with jumping jacks. Feet together, arms by your side, and begin. You can work with some rhythmic breathing here, where you might inhale for 3 or 4 jumps, and then exhale for 3 or 4 jumps. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Rest. All right, next is our body weight squat. So you get your squatting distance, keep your toes pointing forward as much as possible. 1, and begin. Inhale down, exhale up fast. Hips back, knees out. Core tight, eyes on the horizon. Keep your feet flat. Notice if your weight is going forward to your toes. You should be able to lift up your toes at the bottom of the squat. And rest. Okay? Next is our windmills. So we'll go wide with our feet, arms back, kind of squeezing your shoulder blades. 1, and begin. Inhale down, exhale up. Okay, if your knees bend a little bit as you go down, try to keep them as straight as possible. Get your hips all the way through at the top. You want to get that full hip extension. 2, 1, rest. And we go to our lateral lunges, alternating lateral lunges. So you can start with your feet together, shoulders down and back, and begin. Inhale, step out, exhale, back to center. Inhale, hips back, chest up, chin up. Keep that weight right over that stepping leg. Opposite leg as straight as possible. Feel a nice stretch there. 2, 1, and here we go. Back to the top with our jumping jacks. Shoulders down and back. Nice and tall through the spine. 2, 1, begin. Jumping jacks. So you can use really heavy rhythm. You can inhale for 2, 3, or 4 jumps. 2, 1, rest. All right, back to our squats, everybody. Shoulders down and back. Focus forward. 1, and begin. Inhale down, exhale up. Make sure you spread the floor. Push the knees out. Keep your heels flat, toes on the mat. 2, 1, rest. Let's go to our windmills next. Wide at the feet, arms out to the side. 2, 1, begin. Inhale down, exhale up. 2, 1, rest, and we'll finish with our alternating lateral lunges. 2, 1, begin. Inhale, step out, exhale back to center. To make this a little more up-tempo, you could always skip your feet together as well. It's a little hop to the center. 2, 1, rest. Awesome. Nice work, everybody. We're gonna move next into a kettlebell Tabata. We're gonna have 4 different movements. two-part complexes today. So the first exercise will be our deadlift row. Looks like this, deadlift row. Make sure to place that same spot between the feet. Then we'll do deadlift clean. So it'll be deadlift clean. Keeping that right in the center of your chest. Clean. Our next exercise is squat press. Squat, stand, press, elbows in as you pull it down. And our last exercise will be clean and squat. So clean, squat, clean, and squat. All right, here we go. Let's start with our deadlift row. All right, hips down, chest up. 2, 1, begin. Deadlift, pike forward, row. All the time. Keep those shoulder blades squeezed behind you. Exhale, inhale, exhale. 2, 1, awesome. Let's do our deadlift clean. Deadlift clean. Hips down, chest up. 2, 1, deadlift. Clean. Lower down. Exhale, inhale, exhale. So always returning back to the ground with each movement. 2, 1, awesome. Now, we're gonna clean it up and we'll do our squat and press. So starting from here, 2, 1, begin. Squat, stand, press, elbows in as you pull it down. Exhale to the top of both movements. Inhale, exhale, quick exhale. 2, 1, awesome. Fourth exercise is our clean and squat. Clean, squat. Hips down, chest up, and begin. Clean, hold, squat, stand, lower down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, inhale, exhale, lower down. 2, 1, and done. All right, we're back to the top. Deadlift row. 20 seconds. Hips down, knees up. 1, and again. Deadlift. Row. Elbows in tight. Don't want those elbows fly out to the side. Put them in your hip pockets. Handle the bell goes right to the bottom of your ribcage. 2, 1. Awesome. Deadlift clean is next. Hips down, chest up. 2, 1. Begin. Deadlift. Clean. Lower down. Deadlift. Clean. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2, 1. Awesome. 2 more exercises, everybody. We got squat and press next. Stay in it nice and tight. 2, 1. Begin. Squat. Stand. Press. Pull it down. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. 2, 1. Awesome. Let's finish with clean and squat. Hips down, chest up. 2, 1. Begin. Clean. Squat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Always hips back, knees out. Keep the arms in tight. 2, 1. Awesome. All right, gang. That's our 3 Tabata workouts. You should have good heart rate going right now. Maybe a little sweat on. You know you're doing the work. We're going to take a 1-minute break here, and we'll come back for some single arm exercises. Next, we are going to focus on some single arm exercises, both lower and upper body, with the kettlebell. So let's start with the single arm deadlift. We're going to do 10 reps on each side. I go hips back, middle of the handle. Notice I got a little rotation in my spine, so I got to stay nice and tall. All right, the exercise looks just like this. I take a deep breath in, exhale, pull up to the top. I want to stay in as close to my body as I can as I lower it down to that same position between my feet. Awesome, let's do 10 reps on each side. All right, hips down, chest up, knees out, deep breath in, and begin for 10, 9, shoulder back, 8, 7, 6, get those hips all the way through the top, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Let's go to the other side for 10. Hips down, chest up, knees out. Deep breath in. Exhale, pull for 10. Staying in close. 9, 8, hips back. 7, 6, don't forget that. Good exhale at the top. 5, 4, feet flat. 3, 2, core tight, and 1. Awesome. We'll rest a moment. While we're resting, we're going to go into our racked front squat. Okay, so for the racked front squat, I can turn my handle vertical, deadlift from the ground, bring it so the kettlebell rests here on the back of my forearm. 3 points of contact, thumb to collarbone, wrist is straight, elbow in tight, and the kettlebell resting on my forearm between my forearm and bicep. Okay, so let's go over that. Pick up. Once we're in this position, we're going to squat, keeping the weight even over our feet. For 10 on the right, we'll lower down, we'll switch, and do 10 on the left. All right, so here we go. You can go both hands on if you like. Pull up into your rack position. You can go hold here, or the ball of the bell. Nice and tall, and begin. Inhale down, exhale up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both hands on and drop it down. Let's do the other side for 10. I'm going to pull up to the top, holding wherever feels comfortable, and begin. Inhale down, exhale up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll dump it down, and we'll rest. While you're resting, I'll demonstrate an upper body pulling exercise, our bent over row. We're going to do this from a standard deadlift position. So with my handle vertical, I deadlift from the ground. I like to deadlift first, helps me to get my shoulder in a good position. Core is tight, pike forward. I'm going to bring my hand with my thumb pointing towards me on my thigh. Shoulders even. Make sure the shoulder's not sagging. I take a deep breath in, exhale, pulling elbow to hip. Notice here, I'm pulling elbow to hip, not elbow out to the sky, and not shoulder to my ear. I want to keep that shoulder down and pull it to the hip. All right, let's do 10 single arm bent over rows with our neutral grip. Okay, hips down, chest up, deadlift from the ground, pike forward, hand on the thigh, shoulders even, core tight, deep breath in, exhale, pull for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, elbow to hip, 5, exhale to the top, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. We'll go to the other other side. So I always set it back down, then deadlift from the ground. Nice and tall, chest up, core tight, pike forward, hand on the thigh, or you can make a fist out to the side. It's up to you. This will require a little bit more core stability. Here you get a little more help. Deep breath in, exhale, pull for 10, 9, 8, 7, elbow to hip, 6, 5, shoulder away from your ear, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. So that's our bent over row. Let's balance that out with a pushing exercise with our floor press. All right, so we come onto the floor, kettlebell parallel to my body, handle parallel. I'm gonna roll to the side, palm up, both hands on, roll back to center. I wanna keep my wrist straight so I feel a little pressure on the back of my forearm, and I'm gonna bring my elbow out to 45 degrees. This would be 90 degrees all the way up here. I wanna be in between hip and shoulder height. All right, palm facing down towards my knees. Core tight, I can bring my arm out to the side or to my abdomen, or wherever just feels comfortable. Maybe even I do the opposite on the other side. Invisible kettlebell. All right, I take a deep breath in, exhale, I press straight up so the kettlebell's above my shoulder, lower down so it's above my elbow. All the time keeping both shoulders on the ground. All right, so let's set it up, everybody. Palms up, roll back to center, elbow out to the side. Core tight, deep breath in, exhale, press for 10, lower down, 9, all the way to the floor, 8, 7, exhale to the top, 5, 4, 3, lock out that elbow, 2, and 1. Now just a note on locking out that elbow. More precisely, it's straighten your arm. So if you notice that your elbow bends more than just straight, you get that hyperextension of the elbow, just press until your arm is straight. Okay, don't let it go to that extra bend like little kids have. Let's go around the head to the other side. Palms up, roll back to center. Wrist straight, core tight. Deep breath in, exhale, press for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Both hands on and lower down. Let's finish here this sequence with a kettlebell crunch. All right, we're going to use a different position called the Dragon's Pearl position, which with the kettlebell sitting flat in front of you, go thumbs through the eye of the bell, eye of the handle, gonna tip it back, and then lie back. So the kettlebell's at your chest here, like a nice weighted blanket. You're gonna press the bell straight up above your chest. Make sure it's not above your face, okay? Above the chest. I'm gonna push my kidneys down. I take a deep breath in, exhale, lift my shoulders and head, then just lower the shoulders, just like we did earlier with our crunching movement, okay? So let's set this up, everybody. Thumbs through the eye of the bell, lie back. Okay? Push your low back into the ground, press the bell up. We'll do this for 20. Deep breath in and begin. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale to the top. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Lower it down, set it off to the side. Now, feel free to take a break here, maybe a 1-minute rest, and repeat that sequence. 10 single arm deadlifts, right and left. 10 racked front squats, right and left. 10 bent over rows, right and left, rows, right and left. And floor press, 10 on each side. Then finish with the kettlebell crunch for 20. Okay? Awesome. Now, whether you rested and did another set, of all those exercises or not. We're always gonna finish with a nice stretching cool down. All right, so let's come on to the back. We'll draw the knees up to the chest. Right hand on your right knee, left hand on your left knee. And we're gonna just do some circles in the sky to kind of stay supple in the low back and hips here. And reverse that. So I'm rolling over the entire surface of my sacrum. We'll stop in the center. Bring your feet and knees together and hug yourself as tight as you can. So you can grab your knees, hands, wrists, forearms, elbows, whatever you can. Then bring your forehead to your knee, and maybe you get a little rock side to side. Then relax your shoulders and head. Extend your left leg onto the ground and pull your right knee into your shoulder. You can circle your ankle if that feels good to you. Then bring your right arm out to the side. Left hand comes to the outside of the knee and pull across. Make sure you keep this right shoulder down. If that comes off the ground, back up and just use your arm strength to pull your leg across your body. And release. Left knee to your chest, pull into your shoulder. Maybe even switch the grip so the opposite thumb's on top. Just finding that lovely balance. Keep your left leg straight, but not at the, or your right leg straight, I'm sorry, but not at the expense of your heel coming off the ground. So if you're like this with your heel off the ground here, just bend your knee, let your heel come down, and then work on pressing that knee down until your leg can get straight. All right, left arm out to the side, right hand outside of your knee, pull across. And release. Awesome, let's come up standing and we'll do a standing hamstring stretch. Alrighty, bring your hands on your hips. Bring your right foot forward out in front of you. Toes to the nose, thigh tight, chest up, chin up. And just like you're about to start square dancing, push your hips back and bend forward. Or maybe you're doing river dance. Feel a nice stretch in the back of your legs. Keep that thigh tight, chest up, chin up. A little bit deeper at the end. And release. Let's do the other side. Left foot forward, toes to the nose. Chest up, chin up, hips back, bend forward. Gotta keep this arch in the low back. If I start to round that low back, I won't get the stretch in the hamstring. So I gotta keep the chest up, butt back. Thigh nice and tight. Little bit deeper. And release. Next, we're gonna do a quad stretch, all right? So I'm gonna shift my weight to my left leg, bend my right knee, and try to bring my heel to my hip as much as possible. I want to bring my knees as close as I can, and now I want to take that arch out of my back. So I am trying to tip my pelvis back. Knee might pop forward if that happens, that's okay. Just start to drag that leg back. Maybe you can use your other hand. This is not a balancing exercise, so if you do need to use the wall to hold on to while you're doing a stretch, do it. And release, let's do the other side. Shift to the right leg, bend your left knee, heel to hip, knees together, low back flat. And release. Amazing. Shoulder width distance. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Stretch your fists down and away. So push your hips forward, lift your chest up, and take deep breaths to the top of your chest. Feel that expansion in your pecs, in your chest muscles. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, push your hips back, bend forward. The soft bend in your knees. Let your arms go back, or if they can, go over your head. Release your arms down. You can grab your elbows, sway your hips. Shake your head yes or no. Release your arms down. Chin to your chest, navel to your spine. So tight through your abs, slowly round up. If you have any low back issues, just drop your hips, chest up, and come up with a neutral spine. Alrighty? Let's go left arm up, come across. Pull into your chest, shoulder down away from your ear. Left arm straight up, bend your elbow. Take your right hand and pull across. So I'm reaching for my same side shoulder blade as I pull across. I want to, again, keep my low back neutral, so I'm going to squeeze my butt a little bit. And if it feels good to bend to the side, do it. Let's switch at the top. Pull across, maybe push your hips. Back to center, right arm straight up, down and across. Shoulder down away from your ear. Try not to be the shoulder earmuffs. Pull the shoulder down, pull into your chest. Arms out to the side, spread your fingers wide. Shoulders down away from your ears. And again, squeeze your butt, neutralize your pelvis. Inhale, elbows to your back pockets. Exhale, press. Inhale, back pockets. Exhale, press. Inhale, back pockets. Exhale. Booyah. Double high fives, everyone. Nice work. You know, do this exercise, do this workout, at least 2-3 times a week. Get good at these movements, and we'll see you for a little more advanced exercise later. Peace, love, respect, mahalo, and namaste, y'all.